Felicity Huffman. And the Long Island medium herself, Teresa Caputo. Plus a better burger, courtesy of Dr. Joel Furman, as we continue our Healthy, Hearty Cooking Week. All next on Live. Kelly Ripa and Michael Strahan.
March 4th, 2015. Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming here. I know it's disgusting outside. I promise myself every day that I'm not going to lead with the weather, but how can you not lead with the weather when unexpected snowstorms pop up out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Nowhere.
Tell me about it. I was in Chicago yesterday.
Oh, Mike. Oh, was it snowing there, too?
No, it was great there.
Oh, that's...
But I couldn't get back here.
Oh. Well, how did you make it? You're here. I'm looking at you now.
Well, just had to sit and wait it out.
Oh, yeah.
Just had to sit and wait it out. And, but they were like, oh, it's so icy, and they shut down all of New York. And I'm like, what? That wasn't the case when I left.
No, I know. And it's weird because it went from, because I was out in all of it all day long. I had a lot of appointments with the kids. Yesterday was like physical day. You know how you do your yearly physicals? So I had to do all the physicals with the kids. And so every time I left a doctor's appointment, it was a different weather system. So we went from snow, where I said, oh my gosh, isn't this pretty? It's unexpected, it's so pretty. Then you left and hail was hitting you in the head and you go, this is terrible, ouch, that hurts. And then finally, the rain, the nasty, gross slush rain that made everything frozen on the sidewalk.
And that's what they said, if you get back by 9 o'clock, you'll be fine. So we thought we would get back by 9, and then we got diverted, had to go to D.C., sat there for like an hour or two before we came here. And then I did something I probably shouldn't have done to my poor assistant, Sarah.
You went to a steakhouse?
No. Oh. That we should have done. But when we were landing and she was the only one sleeping, I said, when the wheels hit the ground, let's all scream.
Oh, my God. That's hard.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. Because she jumped up and then her head went back into her scarf like a turtle. Oh, it was so good.
I'm on Sarah's side. That's not funny.
Hey, you know, it made for a very eventful day.
Yeah, she could have had to, you know, need an emergency panty change at that
point. She did threaten that. She said, you better hope you got to get off the plane.
We're going to have to keep circling. That is funny.
And then this is something I saw, right? And I thought, this is what you talked about, and it's really amazing. You're always right.
Thank you. If we could get my actual husband on board with that thinking, then it'd be okay.
Because they show that people, you switch sides of the bed, right?
Yes.
What side do you sleep on now?
I now sleep on, well, if we're on the bed, I'm on the left side. I'm on your side.
You have gone to the side that most people go away from. Most people sleep on the right side of the bed now, they found.
Right. Well, listen,
most men sleep there because they refuse to give it up.
No. For years, when we had small babies, I realized what it was. When I had babies, I slept closest to the door because when you have to feed them, I slept closest to the door. When they have a bad dream, they don't scream dad, they scream mom. Even if they want dad, they still scream mom. That is like their default word.
We've trained them well.
So then I realized now I have big kids and I can't sleep. My neck always hurts, and I swear that my eyebrows are falling out on this side of my eye. Like, why is that, right? And my dermatologist goes, what side of the bed do you sleep on? You ought to consider switching sides, because my neck always hurts, my eyebrow always looks funny, like I wake up with sheet marks on one side of my face. We switch sides. I have had the best night's sleep of my life since we switched sides. Well,
you know what they say? They say that 14% of men are more likely than women to sleep on the right side of the bed. And then they say 24%, but then they found out that 79% were forced to give up their favorite side of the bed to their partner. And then this is one that I found interesting because I think the women were upset at the men for having to give up their favorite part of the bed, because 24% of women are more than likely than men to face away from their partners when they sleep. So I think the women are upset that you turn your backs on us.
I don't think that's it. I think that it's like, you know, it's a heat thing. You know, heat generates a lot of heat. He's very hot. It's like
you have
sleeping.
3 kids, yes, he does.
I know. But it's very hot. So when I turn away from him, it's just I'm turning away from the heat source. It's not that I'm necessarily rejecting him. I'm just turning away. Let him steam up the back for a little while. My eyelash extensions are melting off. I gotta turn away.
Then they said more than twice as many women, this doesn't surprise me, more than twice as many women than men have changed their preferred side of the bed for a child.
Yeah.
That's what you just
That's
discussed.
what I'm saying. So I was never, all these years, I never really had my favorite side of the bed. We always just slept like, wherever we were, it's whatever side is closest to the door, that's where I slept.
I think when you walk into the room, there's like an energy. Like I can walk into a room and sometimes I like to be by the door. Obviously, it kind of feels like, you know, somebody comes in, I gotta get us out of there.
Right.
At least get myself out of there, you know what I mean?
Right.
And,
right. By us. He didn't mean us.
I did mean us.
He didn't mean us.
All I'm saying is, while I'm scrapping, don't let me tell you to run. You better be running already. Because when I get loose, I'm gone. I'm out. But then sometimes you walk into a room, it just feels like, you know, I should be on this. Just feels like a different energy about it.
Right.
And then they found out, this is another thing, 18% more women than men would rather give up the TV remote than give up their preferred side of the bed. I can see that. We would sleep on a brick instead of giving up the remote.
It's so true. He will, Mark will fall asleep clutching that remote, and he waits until he finds the most awful and uninteresting thing.
Then the second you touch it,
like a mummy, it hardens. I'm like, and as soon as you try to get it away, he's like, I'm up. I'm watching this. I'm like, really? You're watching the mating of the tsetse fly? I don't think so. I don't think you are. You were asleep 5 seconds ago.
He's well-versed in all things.
He is. Speaking of tsetse flies and mating, have you seen this new show where babies are being born into the wild? You know, no, I'm not kidding. The Naked and Afraid shows, they've now gone a whole step further. And by the way, I'm not saying it's the people that brought you Naked and Afraid. This is on, let's see, is it Lifetime? Yeah, Lifetime brings you a show where women are giving birth deep in the woods, which I think in and of itself is a form of birth control for other women. So, you know, make teenagers in high school watch this show.
But they don't do, who is there with them when they're giving birth? They have like a...
They're in a flimsy tent in the wilderness. Doesn't that sound like fun? And I guess the husband is there and the producers.
I can see Gelman, push, girl, it's better for TV, push.
He's like, by the way, he's very medical, so he'd be like, he would be so medical that it would irritate me to death. But I would take Jan into the wilderness with me because I know that we could be we would lock eyes. You would be competitive. So here's what would be interesting. Jan is very competitive, and I know that even if she wasn't pregnant, she would push her baby out first. Which is fascinating. She is. She's true, right? She'd be like, I'm gonna make a baby right now. Okay. All right, let's do this together. We're gonna do this together, but mine's coming out first. So she'd be good. She'd be good motivation.
But what is the purpose?
What is the purpose? Because we are running out of things to watch that terrify us. You know, so they have 2 midwives there to help out, which is great. And their producers say that the pregnant women were determined to give birth away from civilizations, with or without cameras. I mean, I like civilization, and I want to know that somebody is there just in case there's an emergency. You know what I mean?
You want to have the baby out, just go in the backyard. Go to the hospital, have them put a few plants in the room. All right. Feels like outdoors to me.
Ricki Lake made that amazing documentary. I don't know if you saw it, The Business of Being Born. Did you see this? Ricki Lake's documentary? Oh, you should see it. It's amazing. It's an amazing documentary, but she gave birth at home.
In a bathtub or something.
I don't even think it was a bathtub. I think she got like a kiddie pool and filled it up with water and put it in the living room. I mean, I don't know, guys.
Do they have to disclose that when they sell the house?
Right. Yeah.
We had a baby right here in the living room, and just want you to know that before you purchase this property.
I'm not made from that stuff. I'm not strong like that. I'm not mentally strong like that. I can't, you know.
I'm not going to have a baby in the woods. Heck, I'm not even really going to the woods.
Yeah. This would be funny, though, because Mark is not good in a delivery room. Could you imagine him in the woods? He'd be screaming. It would be like the Blair Witch Project. He'd be like, ah! Help me. My wife is in the woods giving birth.
And speaking of like hospitals and doctors' offices and dentists, which we talk about going to the dentist, and I
love the dentist.
The nitrous when I get my teeth cleaned, which you don't understand. Gelman does the nitrous too.
Because I think you're both drug addicts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm at the
dentist. Drug
Obviously,
addict.
I'm at the dentist every day. Yeah. Because I want that nitrous, girl.
I think it's both of your form of a party drug. Wherever
yeah, possibly.
Right.
But they say there are these thieves in Brooklyn. I mean, British thieves, Brooklyn thieves. Hey, I got back late last night. There were some British thieves who stole 10 cylinders of nitrous oxide, which could be used for up to 100,000 recreational doses of laughing gas.
Woo, recreational doses.
Party!
I thought Gelman was speaking with a British accent.
Because what are you going to do with 100,000 doses? Well, you're going to get caught, because you know you got to throw a party, and everybody's going to hear about the party and what's going to happen. Gelman, did you book our ticket? Yeah, right. But I don't know why you don't use that. It is the best thing
I've never even heard of such a thing until...
You need a better dentist.
No, what? My dentist would disagree.
They need to explain all the benefits.
Anderson Cooper was the first person I ever heard of. He said, I get laughing gas to have my teeth cleaned. And I was like, are you kidding? I thought that was a joke. I thought he was making a funny.
You love the scraping?
I love the scraping.
You don't even care about it. You like that?
I love the scrape. Yes. Look, I'm not alone. I love it. I love the scraping. Scrape me up. I love it. I love the scraping.
She looks like she would have a baby in the woods, too.
I love the pick. I love feeling when they push down to check your teeth to see if...
You like that?
I like it. I do. I can't tell you why, but I like it. I don't want to miss out by going into Gelman's fifth dimension or whatever it is. He said to me, he's like, you know, I go into a different dimension. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, Gelman,
do you go into a different dimension?
I feel like I can solve all the world's problems.
Is it the same dimension?
And then you wake up.
Is it the same dimension every time?
Once in a while, I see Strahan there, but...
That's because he's your dentist. What you don't know is, when you go to...
Can you imagine I'll come in there and open up, Mr. Gelman? That would be awesome, actually. And then, you know, and go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Because I see you have something very similar to what I got, because I don't know what you have over there, but I can just see numbers.
Well, go ahead. Tell me what you were going to say.
I was going to say the world's oldest person celebrated the birthday before they the day before they turned 117 years old. Yeah.
So they had the party before?
Misao Okawa, yeah, she had a party the day before. And she's the daughter of a kimono maker, and she wore this nice, beautiful pink kimono, decorated with cherry blossom prints.
She looks beautiful.
She was born in 1898.
Good for her.
117 years old.
I love a kimono. I do love a kimono, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, no, my story was about the husband and wife who, he just turned 108, she's 105, and they've just celebrated their 82nd wedding anniversary. Yeah. Rockland County Johnny's oldest married couple.
Wow.
His Duranard Vierland, I'm mispronouncing this and I apologize. Duranard Vierland and his wife Jean. Anyway, I just think they look amazing. When you think that he's 108, she's 105, they've been married for 82 years. They look great.
That's a lot of years. That's a lot of years. That's a lot of, yes, honey, yes, dears. Yeah. And
for her.
For her. Are you kidding me? And really quickly, at the restaurant Belmont, Manchester, New Hampshire. The Belmont restaurant, Manchester, New Hampshire.
We read these articles on the air for the first time.
No, I mean, I'm off right now. It's one of those days. And they give you 1% off for every year of your birthday when you go in to eat. So 50th birthday, 50% off. Well, this Joseph Nelson strolled in for birthday breakfast, and he ate, and he got a refund because he's 101 years old.
You got a 7-cent refund. Wow.
So congratulations, Joseph Nelson, 101. He got a full 7 cents back.
Good for him.
Refund. That's awesome. All right, everybody here, sitting here on this Wednesday, are y'all ready to get this party going with our Spin into Spring Travel Trivia?
That's Andre Belushi from Brielle, New Jersey. I like that emoji. That's a good one, too. That one's a good one.
What did that one say, you think?
That one says, oh, my gosh, you know what that is? It says that you're trying to hold back some sort of bodily function. Right? Oh, do I have confetti in my hair?
Right there, right there.
Gelman's
Hey,
Fancy
great job,
Show?
man. Great job. Got a little bit more coming up in a minute. Let me tell you.
Hi,
Let's say hello to Marlise Ely. Marlise Ely from Princeville, Illinois. Hello, Marlise. How are you?
Hello, Michael. Hello, Kelly.
Hello.
Marlise, you look like a lady that's a lot of fun. I see you lounging in your luxurious pool. What's going on?
Well, in that pool shot, my husband had just had hip replacement, and we live in Illinois, and it was freezing. And I said, why are you healing here? Let's go to Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, you know what?
Got a good man.
You and I are two like-minded women. I agree with you. Let's spin the wheel, see what you're playing for. Marlise, here's a great prize. 8 days and 7 nights in the 4-bedroom, 5-bathroom Kite House Villa in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. Listen to this, Marlise. This includes a private infinity pool and jacuzzi. You know what that means? All nude all the time. A house manager, the pesky house manager, maybe not fully nude. Daily maid service, cook service, personal concierge, round-trip airfare, all courtesy of Luxury Retreats. It's a prize valued at $9,200. You have 20 seconds and
That's a great trip. That is a great trip. All right, here you go, Marlise. On yesterday's show, we talked with Sigourney Weaver. What did Sigourney say her husband hid from her when they first met?
Oh. I know everything about him. Oh.
You know this.
What did Sigourney Weaver say her husband hid from her?
That he was a bartender?
No. He was a bartender, but he hid her shoes at the bar when she took her shoes off.
Don't get hostile with us. We are innocent in this. Listen, Marlise, you're still going to get a great prize. You and a lucky member of our studio audience will each receive a 5-year subscription to Netflix with a streaming device valued at more than $500. So please pick a number. Right now, I feel like his T-shirt. Like, please pick a number between 1 and 231.
Number 3.
3.
There we go. That was the scream. Marlise, thank you for playing. Congratulations. Great.
Felicity, this is your color.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We have found your color, and this is it.
Yes.
I'm so glad. Yay.
Yeah. You know, it's so funny because I'm looking at you walk out here, and you're reminding me to be hopeful that spring is possibly around the corner.
Oh, I know. You guys in New York and L.A., it's like 70 and 80 and sunny and... Anyway.
we see you now. You're this incredible actress, but you almost gave it up. And what were you going to do if you would have given up acting? And why would you give it up?
Like any freelancer, you know, your last job is always your last job. And so I'd moved to L.A. from New York, where I was, you know, a stage actor, and I could not get arrested. And I mean, not literally, but you know what I'm saying?
You probably could have gotten arrested, though, if you
probably could
broke the law.
And I finally went, okay, that's it. And I drove into the parking lot of Maranello's School of Beauty. And I went in and I got an application because I was going to do, you know, hairdressing, because that's another talent of mine. And I got the application, and I got back in the car, and I think I hadn't worked for almost 2 years, and I got a call that I got a job right when I got back in the car from my agent.
Oh my gosh,
yes.
That's amazing. So I'm always so impressed when people persevere and resist the urge to do other things in show business. And it was just like such luck. Or do you think that it's like, sometimes I feel like you have to leave the house for the phone to ring that you got the job?
Yeah,
Don't you feel
or
that
plan
way?
a vacation,
or plan a vacation,
or get a different dream. I don't know, it's hard because sometimes you got to get a new dream. Sometimes when you just can't get it, you can't get a job, you can't do what you love to do, then you got to get a new dream. And sometimes you don't. And
your husband said he dreamed and he married very well. You are a dream wife. Because he said he was here last week. And he said you allowed him to ride motorcycles. So he said he knows he's married well.
Isn't that so weird? As if it's up to me whether or not my husband rides motorcycles. When did I become that?
Because most wives will not let their husband ride motorcycles. Kind of like, okay, you're mine and I won't let you do that.
Well, I completely understand that if it makes them incredibly nervous, and it does, but you kind of have to let people do what they're going to do. He's the captain of his own destiny, so gonna ride a motorcycle.
Problems? Say what you did. Say what you did. Say what you did. You gambled away everything we had, then you went and stole so you could gamble some more. You were off in Vegas,
an illness, Bart. It was an illness. It was an addiction, and I got myself help, and now I am recovered.
Raising those boys by myself in public housing. Do you have any idea what that was like?
So good. You're so good. This is the story American Crime. You, of course, are playing the mother of a murdered son, and it's about an investigation as to what happened, right? And that's Timothy Hutton, who plays your ex.
Yes, the great Timothy Hutton. Yeah, it's a concept that was written and directed by John Ridley, who wrote 12 Years a Slave. It's his baby. I take my hat off to ABC and Paul Lee because it's nothing that network television has ever done before. It's a gripping tale. The inciting incident is a murder of Timothy and my son. And then you see it from the perspective of everyone, the victims, the parents, the cops, the people who are just, you know, indicted for it. It's a real 360 story.
I'm watching the scene, and your emotions are so raw and so, you know, right there where you need them. And I mean, when you do a scene like that, and you have to do it over and over again, right? So they can get all the angles, his perspective, your perspective over here. How do you keep conjuring up those emotions over and over again? I mean, it has to be so exhausting.
I could talk about acting, but I find that whenever I do, people's eyes roll back in their head and they lose their...
I don't know how you keep it up.
But let me tell you something interesting about that shot. It was done it was a one shot. John Ridley came and said, I'm going to do it in one. So the camera, it wasn't like the angles on you, and then on me, and then on you two, and then on me. It was just one whole shot. So we shot it like a scene.
So that's great.
And I kept saying to John, are you sure you don't want like a shot of the grass or a shot of the sky in case Tim and I are bad? And he went, don't be bad. That's good. Be bad. was. It was really good advice.
The advice worked because you're definitely not bad. You're amazing. And the show is American Crime. It premieres on Thursday at 10 p.m. on ABC. The beautiful Felicity Huffman, everybody. Returning for a 6th season on the hit TLC show, Long Island Medium, please welcome Teresa Caputo.
The rain, it's perfect.
I love it. I saw Teresa this morning. I came into work and you didn't have your hair or makeup done yet, and you look like you're 15 years old. People should know that you actually look like a teenager before you get all done.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you do.
And last season of the memorable episode where you were in the prison talking to female inmates, but you went back and you talked to the male inmates this time. How did that go?
How do you think it went, Michael? Put a room of 10 men to begin with and then be inmates. Right. It was crazy. I went deeper into the jail. It was amazing.
Was it very emotional?
Yes.
Do you get affected by their emotion, or are you more just the channeler?
I'm just the channeler. I have to try to keep it separate, but it's hard sometimes.
Yeah, right. When you hear when you see the breakdown emotionally.
So, but when you're, when you're talking to, or doing a reading, has a soul ever come to you and told you where like somebody's hidden something, or something?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. I had a client once, her father kept coming through and kept talking about the Chuck full of nuts can of money. And she says, no, I found all the money. I said, no, he's telling me there's another can. She goes, trust me, there are no more cans. I found so many cans of money in the attic that I bought myself a Lexus.
Wow.
And he kept insisting that there was one more can in the attic.
Are there any cans in my attic?
No. I think they're in Michael's attic.
My attic? I just want to find a can in my attic.
I have no cans either.
No cans.
No cans.
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah.
But every time you come here, every guest who's there, Felicity just said, I want to meet her. Everybody wants to meet you. But when you're out and about just walking down the street, are people always trying to get your attention?
Absolutely. Not only the people, but also spirit.
Right.
I have people will actually spray perfume all over them, their mother's perfume, and they'll walk by me hoping their mother will come through. Meanwhile, the mother is like, why is she spraying my perfume on her? She always hated that perfume. Now she wants to wear my perfume.
That's so funny.
But it's now, I'm here now, and what's happening, everyone is talking to their loved ones. So they're all saying, please come through. I want to hear you. I speak to me, say something, and if it's real, Teresa's going to say this. So that's where the difficulty thing.
Wow.
Where the difficulty comes in, so because right now there was a son that stepped forward that is departed, and he made I felt up with fluid. So that means that he either, you lost your son, ma'am? How do you connect with the filling up with the fluid or with the chest? Was there also a drowning?
He had, it was premature and his lungs were not developed.
Okay, you have to understand, that's what they make me feel. Do you understand that? So I feel like I don't see how someone died. They make me feel it. So immediately he labored my breathing, and then there was this filling up with a fluid, so it had to have been something with the lungs.
I lost my fluid very early in his pregnancy, but held him, and he lived a day.
But he passed from the lungs, is that correct? Or that's why he didn't survive?
Wow.
Correct? You still have all of his belongings?
There was really,
do you have, I don't care if it's the bracelet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, he showed me a little blue shoebox, and then I saw a little hospital bracelet, a little hat, and a blanket. That's my symbol for where someone kept clothing of an infant or items of an infant.
Yes.
And do you also have and do you also still have the footprints?
Yep.
He's like, it's been forever, and my mom still senses and feels my soul.
Friday on Live, from the series Gotham, Jada Pinkett Smith.
Where is the mother that's departed? She just stepped forward and stood behind her.
For each incorrect answer, you will have to remove one article of clothing. Your microphone does not count.
Okay. What, you think I'm crazy? Looking at me who are you?
I'm totally in shock.
I know.
She passed away in,
okay. So know that
99.
your mom is stepping forward. She says, I want you to know that I'm very proud of you. Your mom shows me that you took very good care of her and that you were always there. She talks about a piece of her religious article. Do you understand that? So was your mom a woman of faith?
Yes, she went to church.
Because she showed me the Blessed Mother charm, and then she showed me like a little prayer book with rosary beads wrapped around it.
Oh my God, that's wild. Mm-hmm.
Do you still have her prayer book? Or do you have?
It's been a long time.
She tells me that
I have her rosary beads and my dad's.
Okay. But do you not pray with the rosary beads? She's shaking the rosary beads at me, and I said, "Listen, I got my own problems." So she says, "Tell her to pray with these rosary."
Reversing disease through nutrition. Easier said than done. He is teaching us how to make a better burger from his Eat to Live cookbook, which is so fantastic. Please welcome Dr. Joel Fuhrman. You know I live for your Eat to Live cookbook.
I know, that's incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
Incredible.
I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
So how do we build a better burger, Doc?
Yeah, because we want to make a healthy burger, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It tastes great.
And some people don't enjoy meat, like burger meat, right?
You know, and that's the key. We want to eat more fruits and vegetables, beans, nuts, and seeds, and less processed foods, less animal products. You know, that's the key to getting healthy.
Yeah, let's do it.
So good. So we're going to so it's really simple. There's 2 basic steps. One is we're going to boil some water. Here we have a cup of boiling water. We're going to mix in some tomato paste.
Okay.
And then we'll put the spices in there. We'll put it right in the water and mix it in.
Oregano and basil.
Put in, dried oregano and basil.
Okay.
And throw in some fresh chopped parsley.
Fresh chopped parsley.
And that's a no salt seasoning blend. It's, you know, whatever kind of seasoning you want. So that's it. It's all done.
We're done.
With the first step.
Everybody.
Yeah. So now, I saw some rubber gloves over here, so I put them on, but I don't know what I did that for.
Right. We like just the whole process of watching you put them on is.
It takes me forever to put them on because I ripped through half of them because they're so small.
Well, don't put your hands in the boiling water yet. So now we're going to put in a cup and a half of rolled, rolled oats, and a cup of chopped, ground walnuts.
Okay.
Now that's the secret. The secret is to use the fat from nuts and not oil.
Okay.
And then we're going to pour the water. Now we're going to mix this, but don't put your gloves in there. Because
I just want to touch something with my gloves.
Mix it.
Touch the other gloves.
So it soaks in there. See, the key is
Are you turning down the heat over there? So you're saying the key is?
The key is to use the walnuts in place of oil in these recipes. Because for example, one study showed that people switched from butter to olive oil, their death rate went down. But when they switched from olive oil to walnuts, their death rate halved again.
Wow.
Really?
Even the physicians' health studies showed a 60% reduction in sudden cardiac death from people eating nuts every day, eating walnuts.
Should I add this other stuff in?
No, not yet. So now we're going to get a nice hot pan.
Okay.
And we use chopped, so the pan's supposed to be hot. Yeah. And we're going to throw on into a dry, hot pan the chopped onion.
Great.
Okay. So mix that around a little bit. Just,
you want to mix it around with your gloves?
Shake the pan for a little bit. Yeah, and over here we have it already, already cooked, so it's glistening. It's the same onion, but it was cooking a little too long.
Too long.
Yeah. I'm going to throw in some cups of chopped raw mushrooms.
Great.
So this is like 6 cups of raw mushrooms.
Mushrooms are life, aren't
we're cooking all this with no oil, if you haven't noticed.
Right. No oil.
That's the trick.
You can put a little water in, but this wouldn't need the oil if you put it in a hot pan. That's the secret.
What if we add just a little oil?
You could, but you don't need it in this recipe.
Need it. Okay.
Because the walnuts, they have the fat into the mouthfeel.
Okay.
And the walnuts take the flavor.
I'm trusting you.
Yeah. So you cook them, and every woman should know that studies show that women who eat mushrooms every day had a 64% reduced risk of breast cancer.
Wow.
Everyone has to know that.
I eat mushrooms every day, so I'm happy to hear that.
You got to eat them on a regular basis. So here we have the mushrooms and onions already cooked.
Oh, that looks
there we go. All right.
And it's not hot, so now you can use your hands.
Yes, good. So what do I do with this?
Mix it in with this mixture. We're going to mix it in with that. So that's the cooked mushroom and onion, in with the oats soaked with the walnuts, right?
The gloves are mesmerizing, aren't they?
Well, I figured if I would need them, it would take me 5 minutes to get them on.
Good for you.
Got a little premature
now put some of this frozen spinach in there.
Oh, yeah.
Here, I'll take that.
Okay.
Frozen spinach in there.
There we go.
Now mix it with your hands.
Yeah, mix it up.
Oh, now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the fun part. And mush it together, right?
It was worth it. It was worth it.
Don't kill it. Just love it a little.
Okay. Yeah, that's basically. Good. Now, I like to mash up some red kidney beans.
Yes.
Because beans have...
Can we get some music?
Red kidney beans. Add your kidney beans, babe.
You could, you know.
My hands are a mess.
You don't have to. That's optional. But we can mash the red kidney beans with a fork first.
Oh.
And then put them in if you want.
Okay, if you want red kidney beans, okay.
That's right, if you want that. And I love to put the beans in. Now, some people like to put a little bit of meat in there. For like the meat lovers, we only use 1 ounce of meat per person. So for 8 people, you'd put in 8 ounces of meat. So if you like to eat meat, throw the meat in there.
All right, throw it in. We can do
that's
that.
Only, and you mix it all in and mush it together.
Is that 8 ounces altogether?
That's 8 ounces altogether.
Well, we're going to eat for 8.
All right.
Now, that's the thing. You're hardly eating any meat, but when you have that mouthfeel with the onion and mushroom, and it tastes meaty, and you think you're eating meat, and you're hardly eating any meat at all.
That's awesome. That's a great idea.
Good point.
The fudge, you know, I like that.
So you want to pull out the finished product out of the oven?
Yes. Now remember, the oven is hot.
All right, now let me take off my gloves.
I have a glove.
You have a glove.
Here you go, Doc. Doc, I'm the glove man. Give me that thing. Give me that thing. I'm the glove man. Let me take my glove. What I do?
Okay, bring it over here then.
I'll be over here waiting to be fed.
There we go.
Now, of course, over here we have the veggie one.
Yes, I would love a veggie.
And the beef one, and one with a little bit of turkey.
Oh, I would love a veggie. Is that possible?
Yes.
I mean...
Whoops.
Hold on, let me hold that with my glove.
And is this a whole wheat? Is this a whole wheat bun? Is this fine to eat?
That's right. This is a whole wheat bun, but what I did is I cut the bun, so the top, the bottom of the bun I cut in half, and the top of the bun I cut in half.
Oh, so it's
using
like
half a bun.
Half a bun.
So instead of 160 calories of bread, you're only eating 80 calories of bread. You know, and also, like, for example, a pita bread, he has a whole grain pita, only 60 calories a pita. So if you use half a pita for a burger, you're only getting 30 calories of bread in there.
This is really great.
But you didn't put the onion and the tomato and the ketchup on it.
All right, well, I like it my way.
But red onion...
You are bossy, Dr. Furman.
But I got to be bossy because red onion protects against cancer.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case,
Powerful